reach out work before this our end of the year program. Reach out. We go to schools. We parade around Ishiagu is possible. We get these youth enlightened. We tell them about this, and then see if we can have a large number of people who are supposed to benefit from the program. That's number one. Another thing again is that our people, I wouldn't know, let me just use it, are people that are more, a lot of people are living in poverty, in penury. There are people who are supposed, because this is education summit, and we are trying to pilot the youth, so as to embrace education, because that is the only vital tool for sustainable development. Then I feel like, so let me take myself for an example. I just got admission, and I've been out of secondary school for like 5 to 6 years, excuse me. So, and it's not that I've not been writing down my person, but because I don't have the much of information needed, and the much people have been passing down, but because I don't have people that will really tell me what it takes for me to really make it. That's why I have to stay all this while before the admission. I feel we need to really reach out to these students. I stayed long. I did it all by myself without anybody directing me. And today, I am proud to say that all by myself, maybe I've been admitted to the University of Nigeria and so on. But I feel I don't wish other people to pass through the pains I passed through for me to earn admission. I think this organization should also do something to help these people that are really longing to be into an institution that do not know the right way to get out of it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, it's never out here. Okay, ndo kwekele. Mlekele ulia ibibu. Ilanya, this gathering, organized by Coomunity-Ishiagu, Crusaders for Change. Change does not come once. Change starts gradually. Over the years, ICC will gather that progressively, and then I may attempt without coercion or heavy increase. That's in there, force to happy. Himalaya, when did I live in the but leave you maybe give for one year level ya come at the one kawari. So while who some contribute to, and there some of those obstacles to development as regards the youth. One of it will create a forum like this. The youths will stay back. They will be complacent. They will be uninterested. So, one of the roles that you have, just like the moderator has said, is that now you know you're a better person. Can you transfer it to another person so that by next year, when you're coming, you come with 1 or 2 persons? You are building synergy, as today's topic says. If each and every one of you ensures that by next year, you drag a partner who is not here, this hall will be filled. So, you have become agent of change. And you are now driving the mission and vision of ICC. And by extension, you have become a member, a partner in progress. So that is why the ICC is crusading. It is not for them alone, it is for everybody. It is for you, it is for me. In whichever way that you know you can drive this mission and vision of ICC, do it. That is doing what you know best and which is good, do it. So, Levi Laka, Uloyo ICC, usually when you look around, they are very few. And they live in various places, except when they come back. You only learn the kind of members that are here. They have loyal Nolimu heaven. So you can as well become a crusader in your university, so that by next time, every Ishiagu student at Nsukka will be here. You see? So let me not prolong the talk. All of us should become, by extension, members of ICC and crusade wherever we find ourselves for change. Thank you very much.
Ignorance is no excuse. One Democrat, ignorance is no excuse. Yes, ignorance is the worst of all types of punishment or something. So you find out that when you say because you didn't know, it is because you did not seek to know. If you sought to know, you will know. The first step towards solving a problem is identifying the problem. If you don't identify a problem, you can't solve the problem. So your first burden was that you did not know, and you did not seek to know. Do you get what I'm saying? You didn't know that you did not know, and you did not seek to know. So you had what we call sophisticated ignorance, as opposed to Socratic ignorance. Yes, you were sophisticatedly ignorant because you did not know that you did not know, and you did not want to know. It was when you began to desire to know that you became desirous of knowing, and then you came to knowledge. Otherwise, how can you say you spent 5 years and you did not know? This was why you did not know. And you have all these doctors here. You have professors listen. My children, every day they are going to school, national anthem. Every day you go to school, at school, one of the things that you will ask, did you ask question today? Who asked question in the class today? Who answered question in the class today? Your ability to learn to ask is innately given to you inside you. But people must ask different ways and approach asking differently. But you must ask appropriately also. Like this, so he who does not seek cannot what? Find. Matthew 7:7. Seek and you will find. Ask and the door will be, and you will get. Knock and the door will be open to you. One for 5 years. And it is applicable to a lot of us. We don't seek. We want things to come to us and I don't know that crying no pain. It won't. Good things don't come that way. And nothing good ever comes easy. That is not how it comes. Sustainable things don't come that way. They come properly. They come with challenges. They come with difficulties. They come with tasks. They require that you should make effort. They require that you should make a move. And if you don't make a move, you cannot make good progress. My brother said it here. So you must realize that whether you like it or you hate it, information and seeking is a duty of the person who must seek. Conference here, in the Crusaders training. How would you volunteer on the bed? If we can get a quote, we can have a lake, it's only great to lack in my laka. Ndano no put microphone, true of us. It is practicable and possible that you can even be talking about it inside somebody's bedroom. Still, that person will be there, mentally absent, physically present. Meanwhile, we are not daunted because no, my chairman said it. And you remember that how do you ought to do a man? How do you ought to do a man? You don't need the whole world to transform the world. Of course, Jesus took only 12 people. When he had the capacity and opportunity to take maybe 100,000 or more than that, he chose only 12. Even when he knew that among the 12, one was a betrayal, not that he didn't know. So it will be foolery
He's the Secretary of ICDU Abuja branch, and he's my brother and my friend also. We are welcome. He's Mr. Nixon Nemeka Nwokoro. Please, can you? Thank you very much. My brother, I feel justice has been done to your question. Are we right? Okay. Then you have seen your own role to play. And I think after now, you can meet one or two.
Alright, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm both the protocols on the high table. My names are Aja Patience. I have a question to ask now based on the career talk. I do read some books and questions concerning some career talk. What was it talking about? How can somebody be easily to identify the difference between a career and a talent? I'm becoming confused about that. But in some various aspects, there are some people who have a talent, but they have a career. Like I came to give it a meaning in my own side, that a career is about a professional side, while a talent is a potential and inborn build. Let's assume that somebody wants to be maybe a medical doctor, and as well, he can present very well, he can act as a marketer, he can write books, he can sing. What can we call that very aspect? And what makes me to be confused is, I start to look on it. Maybe you have chosen a career for yourself, but you have some other talent by your side. When you put your hands to progress, that you want to study under your career profession, but people are feeling that you have a great talent. What are you going to do it? Maybe now somebody can sing very well, but you want to be a medical doctor. What do you advise that very person? He has chosen a career, but he has that very talent. What do you advise that very person to do?
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is coomunity-Ishiagu from Amazing, a graduate of mechanical engineering technology. I have my opinion to give concerning the topic of today. The rules of the youth in building a synergy for sustainable community development. 1. I will talk on education. In education, it goes into your course of study. Some people will be given admission on a particular course. They will say, this course, if not mechanical, I will not study it. That course that you have been given admission into to study to become a mechanical engineer is not bad. But what makes it bad in you is your inability to make some best out of it. If you can make the best out of that mechanical engineering, you become the best in the society, and that will bring up the development we are talking about. Now, the second one is that we need to take ourselves from cultism. If you go to the various higher institutions, our youth are so much involved in cultism. And believe me that if you are involved, you cannot serve two masters at a time. If you are in school and you are involving yourself in cultism, I don't think that you have time to study your books. So put yourself out of cultism and you make the best out of you, and you become that participating agent in the community development.
Thank you very much. I want to talk to
My name is Siki Imam. I'm still an undergraduate at the University of Port Harcourt. I would like to ask a question. How And when I asked afterwards, he told me that some of them, most of them, went out to register WAEC outside. And when I asked the teachers what they're doing about it, they say they don't know and they're just confused. So I feel like this change we are saying for should be taken to the height of incorporating the teachers, reorganizing a forum for the teachers to come together and then impart this discipline, what we want our youth to know, to them so that they will have something to tell the youth. And I know that secondary school is a very good place for us, for our development. We need the secondary school to develop. And if our teachers don't know what to impart on us, I feel like we are not going to be good in the future. So how are we going to incorporate our teachers into this change?
Thank you.
Make a lender ICC, make a lender like Ryan in this Magrana. Everyone ways that I'm going to have the current investment. Onyola, Morocco, really, Masai, the Coco Dine, the Sago. Behind the Coco, but I hope Lord of Egypt. Even Toronto. Only General, only opposed, dear Kalino. Makana tutulimane eme biwanya program kewala ise kwa lije yako lo moto to aljumu ndeje yako lande lo muhi la ekote o la radio to baje yako yako mo ribo dani na so kwa la tire kani ko even to sakara even the eje yako yeme sai antia kale ko bisa
Omesagu kwenu onye jụrụ maka talent and profession, career. Bijela akwụkwọ nsọ ga-abụla eze ọhụụ jeje mba n'onyere nwa bọyị ala elu talent n'ese nye nnala enyi ebolawo nye nnala enyi nna onye ka e nyere ise mgbe o jebere alọta ya jụọ ya ole ị nwetere ya sị na ya nwetara iri ya jụọ onye e nyere ebolawo ole ị nwetere ya sị na ya nwetara ịnọ ya jụọ onye eke eto ole ka ị nwetere ya sị na onwe ha ka ya nwetere bịa mara na wee jụọ mmadụ bịa ji ebie ka ihe na-alụ ga-ehikwa ibe wee jụọ mmadụ gị worie. What am I saying? Every one of us is given talent, but to get professional you must develop your talent. You can be a good singer because you hear others sing. How far did you develop singing? It is if you develop singing that it becomes a profession. If you are a doctor, that is, you are a medical doctor, and you did not develop your medical practice, a modern practice, but you decided to be a tailor, you are no longer a medical doctor, you are a professional tailor. It is the part that you develop that matters, not what you think you have. Problem Nigeria, Nigeria have potential. The word about growth potential. We are talking of what can you do. Oh, even in Mandela in science. Mje kuzive maso mwekwo. La science o even a melo wa. Icho inudi wa. Gise. Loni alo. Lo sogologo. Lo mama. Lo yemokwego. Imani wila aka ịchọ na wilu di. Mgbe ụfọdụ onye mara mma ele-nwere ezigbo omume. Mgbe ụfọdụ onye soro ogologo ka ọ maji ibe. Mụli asị ụmụ akwụkwọ la ha bịaje ọfịs m ebe ịjụ rizọtụ ha melele ha anya. The more flashy they are, the more empty the brain. But thank you. But maka ebilelenya science even science wo gicho imata nwane mi gasi oke lola akwakwo ọsọ ọfụma ga hapụ lọdụ ụgbọ gelelenya lọsọ laba. Science, things are constant because we neglect it. That is what we mean by temperature being constant. Temperature cannot be constant. We neglect temperature in order to work. That is what science says, that temperature is constant. Temperature cannot be constant. So, give neglect your liver or your liver do constant. Give me a no one. Give just a girl new. Oh, give me a guy that you believe. Give me a woman new. Lord, who give you to Lord Baba, Yala Bagay Goya Babe. Gada iberibe gili makala onye gili ahe nwane gili ebu ntejenewu. Identical twins are not identical, but even a you keep one part constant in order to progress. That is what life is all about. Like when them go to say onye ejehe onwe contribute, even those formal education and informal education. If you are not educated formally, that is lead to university. But they are developed after all, they will trade. Came lele romo senior CJ Zoya le senior la sisi ndai vile trade, which is information. Gano katageje pare avya Zoya ke baboy ke mote se le avya yere mutie maonye jere ko monye jehewu onwo ivo ye mela obodo. But if I like our you must educate yourself. Give me a trader. Gano Katagas, a home lere, Bobot. Namama Ubroto say, Momo, Gaby, if we need a well. Morgano Katagas, La Ovunte, Lele Repoyo, San Jerry Omoluvunte. If we need a well, Magalima now, the Matao Omoluvunte. Of what I mean. If I like our, you must be educated formally or informally, and all of us will contribute. Thank you very much.
As a chairman, starting with talent, career. Equal talent. Talent we've Chineke Krew, Yatiwe, Leka Molisi. Yadu Leka Molisi, Mim of Tahe, Lord Lavo, Uriwala potential. Iwo of Tawania, Ivela Voa, no talent, but not about career. But every time it on rebound to a source of livelihood, more than even the best specs, although it did really, those are pursue what? Career. So, which means that you can develop a career on your potential. That is potential, that is your, you can develop career like your talent. model very easy for you to do what? Develop and to shine. Minimum cost, specialization. Still, you can pursue a career, leave in your talent. But sometimes it may be more difficult. Sometimes you can have a talent in my about. And then if you pursue career on that, and you develop, not do magic. And that is where you said, how do you identify your career early? That may be a discussion for another day. Identifying your what? Career at the time you need to identify it and in order to develop it. But from the elementary school, for instance, Gila mathematics, Gila Subek, English. It is easy for you to know that whether you have a talent for mathematics. And this is where I talk about multiple what? Talents. So you can have multiple talents. And every man is born with multiple what? Talents. Some compete amongst others. And sometimes you may be confused, pursuing more than one talent at the same time. And some can as well develop more than one talent and have multiple careers. And if you want to see somebody, for instance, that has multiple what? Careers, I will say I'm one of them. Is that right? Yes. One of them in the sense that perhaps if I begin to tell you my courses that I have read and in which I have certificates, you will find that I may have traversed over 5 areas of specialization. Isn't it? So, if they were not my talent, I could probably not have done what? Found it easy to what? Develop, to conquer. So don't be surprised, don't be afraid that at some point you find that you have more than one talent. But what you must be sure today, differentiate, is that your talent can remain in you, and yet you have a successful what? Career somewhere, something that will sustain you in life. So that is that. But it is a little more a Herculean task to do. Teachers, if you know, the point of contact with students is at the school. But the students will live amongst us, and they are the people we should focus on. They are the source of the problem. So if you address the source of the problem, then you have made the job of the teachers easy in school. So that is why the ICC has chosen to do what? To focus on the students. But the teachers can always be invited to attend conferences like this, or workshops, or whatever it is. When they come, they meet and see their students, and the students see them, and think it will make things easy. But making them subject for even financial and logistic issues, addressing them, having sessions with them may be a little more difficult at this time. And lastly, the man who talked about the uneducated. When we started here, we talked about youth. We didn't start by defining the role of educated youths in community development. Was it what we said? No, we said the role of the youth. Then along the line, we now started saying some of those instruments that will make it easy for you to contribute. And we identified education as what? One of the tools or instruments. And then we started discussing it. When we talk about education, there's vocational education, there are other levels of education. Even if you are not educated and you are doing business, and you have your native intelligence, and you ask questions, each time you ask questions, you are being educated. Each time you organize yourself in the business that you are engaged in, you can conduct it without somebody knowing that you are not a university graduate. But the only way you know, or sometimes that the uneducated tries to show themselves, is by the way they conduct themselves. Since we are talking about community development, if you go to Crusaders, for instance, and the people there are very orderly, and our visitors to this community go there without complaining, the people are indirectly contributing to what? community development by building the image of this town. But each time you get information from that, and it is about drug abuse, this, that, fighting and all that, are they contributing positively to community development? No. But they are pursuing a career at that point, isn't it? Yet, there are people who go and do the same business, who are daily doing what? Growing without acting what? Negatively. So every one of us, both those who have gone to school, both those who have not gone to school, have one thing or the other to do what? To contribute to the community development of this town. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. You have all made wonderful conclusions.
Some of our senior friends that are here with us who have not really addressed the audience to say one or two words to our friends out here. I believe they would like to hear from you. Just very briefly so that we can round this off. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I will start by appreciating the organizers of this program, the forerunners of ICC. This is my first time of coming for this program. Last year I couldn't attend for obvious reasons, the other year too. But today, being here, believe me, I will never miss it again. It's such a wonderful gathering. I mean, when I heard our doctors speaking, I felt I don't have anything to share again. Because they are talking from some wealth of experience and knowledge that, in fact, me now, I'm even so impressed with them that I need to be consulted an individual outside here now. So coming to some of the questions we raised, I'm not saying you now because I'm also raising some of such questions within myself. Coming to the questions we raised here, I don't think we can ever talk about talent and career. We can never finish it. I'm referring to my sister there that raised the question. Talent, they have defined it, and career, they have also defined it in so many different amazing ways. But I want to add this, very small to it. The best to it is to marry two of them together. Take the path of the least cost. And what do I mean by that? Try to find your career where your talent is. It's cheaper, it's easier, it's more convenient, and you will ever be happy doing it. Even if there's no money inside it. You derive joy in doing what you're doing, in going where you're going, and you will see nobody will need to remind you, nobody will need to compare you, you don't have to quarrel with anybody. So try to find your career where your talent is. I have some instances to that, but because they said briefly. Let me also talk about the person that advised we should bring the teachers along. If it could be done, if that could be attended to, that would be marvelous. Because I found out from experience and from being once a teacher that the best time you breed somebody is from JS1 to SS3. That is the best formative year or years for anybody growing up, for any youth. Whatever you can impact on, let me just put it this way. The brain of any human being is as empty as this. Whatever you put inside when the person is growing up, at the time he gets filled, that is all the person is. He won't be able to add anything. Most of us that are in the working environment find out that what you are doing is not what you were taught in the university. It's rather what you learned when you were in secondary school. The way you behave has not much to do with your friends in the university. It happens to be with your friends in the secondary school. Your attitude, your manners, your behavior, the way you carry yourself happen to be what you get from the secondary school. Then, to add to that, some of us grow up, get to 20, 30 without ever asking themselves, what do I want to do when I grow up? What do I want to be when I finish school? Where do I want to find myself? That is the best question you can ask yourself on career challenges. Always remind yourself, I was with a friend today, he saw a small girl, he greeted the girl and said, what's your name? The girl told him. How old are you? The girl said. 11 years old girl. He now asked the girl, the next question, and that was what I enjoyed. What do you want to do when you grow up? The girl said she wants to be a doctor. That she wants to be medicine and surgery. Everybody laughed. For her in JS1 to know that she wants to read medicine and surgery, I mean she has started. Most people don't ever ask themselves, what do I want to do when I grow up? Where do I want to be? If you are able to answer that question on yourself and keep reminding yourself of that, believe me, you are able to find you can find your talent there, and your career is just at your doorstep. Thank you.
Mr. Nnameka will be first. Thank you, sir.
Members of the high table. I didn't have much to say, but I have one or two things to add up to what I just said. First and foremost, I would like to appreciate the organizers of this occasion. It has been a wonderful symposium. And I want to tell us, there is no shortcut in life. There is no shortcut in life. If you think you are smart by going to do some guru at any stage in your life, you will pay back when the time comes. Why am I saying this? For those of us who have already made up our mind that we're going to do some America Wonder in our GCE and our YF and JAM, that is not the end. You have ended up compounding problem for yourself. Because it's not just graduating that is the issue. It's facing the real music when you get to the labor market. Because some may be called upon to write memo. And you may not be able to write it. And you are a chief executive officer of a particular organization. That is the reason why the country is not moving. Because blockheads just found themselves at the end of affairs. And they could do nothing. Now, Ishiagu High School is pathetic that my brother recorded that only 5 students were found to have decided to register themselves. Now I want to tell you that Solomon sitting down here is a graduate of that same school. He is a chartered accountant today. He didn't went to any modern school. He went to that same Ishiagu High School. He has gone to overseas to do his master's. And this is my wonderful friend here. They are all graduates of that same Ishiagu High School. Virtually everyone that stayed here, they are all graduates of that place.
No, sorry. Because then I had to play at Ishiagu High School. Who knew we were going to take it?
So, for you now to say you want to go and do America Wonder somewhere, you will get it though. But I bet you will suffer it. So it is best for you to sit down and read your book. If you read your book, if you have any challenge when you get to a place of work, you will solve it yourself without consulting anyone. Because consultation fee these days is very high. It's very, very expensive to consult. So I'm only admonishing all of you. Now, the undergraduates. Your duty as an undergraduate, sir, you that raised the question, is to organize a memorial class. Let me tell you, if you cannot give back to the society what they gave to you, why bring you have not succeeded? Anybody in this town that is a professor or a doctor and cannot be in this world to give back to the society, what is it? God will take it away from that person. Bishop Oyedepo said that the vision that he's running today could be a vision that God gave to some other person, and the person could not use it very well. All his might, all his strength into that vision, and you can see the exploits recorded so far. So it's not just being an undergraduate that is the issue. If you are an undergraduate, be on a good one. Undergraduate, well. You cannot say if you're a professor, be a good one. If you're a minister, minister well. Any end level you find yourself in life, please make sure you pass through that process very well. Because a time will come when you pay dearly for it. So please, my wonderful brothers, I challenge all of you here to sit up. One of the reasons why we conceived the idea of library project is for our people to read. You know, library has gone from hard copy now to soft copy. So anywhere you go to submit a proposal, they'll ask you where is the soft copy. So nobody is interested in your big loaded proposal anymore. So that means you must be computer literate. Anywhere you are going for employment, you must be computer literate. So the world is advancing. So please, I believe that as we embrace God factor, because God factor is very, very vital, you must embrace God factor. And if you embrace Him, He will open the heaven for you. Heaven will be full of ideas, and you will be at the peak of your career. Thank you very much.
After this program, you have to wait behind and listen to what we want to say. We're trying to do something that has never been done. In every secondary school in Ishiagu, we try to have a contact person, preferably in all the classes, but most importantly, in the senior classes. That will go a long way to help us. Secondly, in almost all the tertiary institutions that we have an appreciable number of Ishiagu's youth, also have a contact person. Just as today you're going to assume that responsibility at UNEC and the soccer campus. Because we just like last year. But this year we knew that we did an announcement at the Ishiagu language radio program automatically. I don't know if you heard it. Huh? Nobody heard it. Somebody on the way at Kebbi State called me that the program was aired, this program today. And because of the little challenges that we had, most of us are not at home. Unlike last 2 years when we were still in school, it was much easier. And that is where the contact person is going to work for us. Starting from it.
Thank you, moderator. Just one small thing, unresolved. And that is just the challenge I'm with our brothers and ourselves and our sisters. That challenge is, but an average Ishiagu man with a very low spirit. I mean, an average Ishiagu person to poor in spirit. Apart from very few of them, Nenafuru went like architect Aki Aja Moses Aja was saying. Apart from very few people in Nenafuru went, when I wanted to say that was when my brother's a honor of 5 years trying to get into the university. And then like Rive in spirit. Most of us don't like taking challenges. And then I like knowing your mind targets. An average Ishiagu person, the next person above him as his label agent. I mean, you don't build your own challenge. Even the learner, your office, okay, I'm not at level 4. Only will get man on level 5. His target is that level 5. How many of us here come to go down? How many of us here knows that Ebonyi State Lenye scholarship to university students? I know very well I try much on information this year, but yet the turnout are now impressive, in my opinion, from what I know our community needs. The people who organize our library project from Abuja. I'm sorry, man on the weapon yesterday, but they will also hear from me. So even Lachiko Mwanemu is, let's remove that fear from us. let's remove that. Maybe the rest, Chorije Crush Rock, Morgan Track. Let's tell our brothers, let's tell our sisters, especially the women. Man, I have no mind in themselves. Let's tell them, there are so many things you can do out there. So many. So many. Oh, do you want to do it? Can you give yourself that challenge? If you need advice, any day someone to tell you, if you ask for information, you know this individually. Because I know they have a lot of things who can't neglect. I wasn't here last year, I'm not here last year. Maybe we can even improve more by now. Because I'm not getting anything. Honestly, they have a lot of things we need to know, and I know it. Then for the organizers, the ICC board, never apologize. I knew what I promised them last year, because of this year. Never apologize, but keep in touch with me. Not like anything here. Keep in touch with me and disturb them from anytime March. Don't disturb them well, so that next year can move more people and more attendance. Because the future in the group is our own. If we set it right today, we will have it better tomorrow. If we don't do anything now, I have a problem in the future. Thank you.
Please, I want to say something. We chose this topic, building a synergy for sustainable community development, because we believe that we are really endowed, and the much we have, if we put our hands together, we'll do a whole lot. And if we involve the youth in making this happen, they won't be part of those that will pull it down in the nearest future. Because we believe sincerely that if I am part of building a house, no matter how angry I get in the future, I won't be part of pulling it down, because I know how much of my personal effort and resources went into the process of building. But today, I think there is a part of this aspect of sustainable community development we are missing. I think the place of character has not been highlighted as it should be, because there is something we cannot legislate. We cannot legislate character. The way a person reacts, the way he responds to issues matters a lot. Now, this forum is aimed at, inspiring and provoking the curiosity of our brothers, to tilt away from what they normally do on a normal day to live a new life. You understand? So, the place of character needs to be highlighted, because a man who does not have integrity of character cannot give back to the society. Even if he becomes the middleman, that means there will be diversion on the way. So, integrity of character plays a role in sustainable community development. Because if ICC as a body is trying to bridge the gap that exists between our brothers and those of us that need the help, there needs to be integrity along the way, so that there will be certainty that what Brother Tony promised us right now is going to reach the person that was not here this year, that is going to come next year, is going to be part of it. So the integrity of character plays a whole lot of role. So what I'm trying to say is this: let the place of character integrity be highlighted. Two, there is something that happened in building a sustainable community development. One thing inspired me to choose that topic, and this is it. My brother is in a position that he can ask one or two persons to pick CVs. I looked at the CVs in this South Summit. Some of them were not readable, I'm sorry to say it. And some of them were my friends. And some of them graduated with grades I least expected. So, what can be done? The place of information matters a lot. And if we don't check these problems, they will continue to reoccur. And the one truth that must be told is that as the only one in the local and call friend. So now why I got local, now why I have focus or call around before I give about it. I think the challenge should be thrown to us, and we, the youth, we should take it, the character integrity aspect of it. What do I do in my quiet time in school when I say I'm a student? When I say I lack funds, am I actually saying exactly how much I lack? So if you say you are looking for help, The sincere truth is that there is nobody on this table that ICC cannot reach and they will do something about your situation, but the place of integrity of character needs to come into place. The truth is this, let me tell you something that happened. This year, I'm not trying to praise myself, a friend called me the end of final year, labs, and Leon Diego, ED project, ED project. Graciously, Total gives me some money during the year. So I pulled a part of it to help this person. I helped this person pay the same school fees in quotes. I got to ABSU to discover that this person really was streaming. So I tried not to make it pay me, I learned it as a lesson. So the challenge is to us. If somebody can make a sacrifice, to make you to better your loss, what is your input in it? What integrity are you showing about it? This community will be better, but the truth is that if you are empowered, how many persons will you empower after today? Let's tell ourselves the truth, and the more we tell ourselves the truth, the better for us. I tell my friends who are feeling us, like 1 million naira last year, he gave 225 or 115. I can sacrifice my own 115, say maybe with this place I'm reliable. How many of us can do it? But some of us prefer, because now you're going to get some bottles of beer. You need as AKA gone. In fact, AKA at the time more on, so that there will be much left over for the managers to share. How can we go forward by doing this? So the place of telling ourselves the truth is very vital. Otherwise, some of these things may yield to desired result. And because we cannot legislate character, we need to sit ourselves down. Just like my brother said, he said we cannot run away from whatever we sow today as a seed. It will come back to us. This is my input, and if this place of character can be properly highlighted subsequently, then I think we'll get somewhere better. Thank you.
Dear distinguished brothers and fathers, men of example, dear beloved brothers, ICC members, rich and one, dear younger ones, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Joko Emmanuel, Mwonyongo, Guru of Woyanande ICC. Choyuku Oberive Ebanyana, Iti Balivio Guru, Banyana Development Yali. Morifemana Yogi Guru, Obezaimala, development lies on individual person. Makalego Ba Elko Fotan, Ibe Jewo Loro. Is not just that certificate. It now lies on the personal development of your own person, your communication ability, and other aspects of life. Because I've listened to somebody say something that even a Brazilian class is the theory, that the practical is done when you are out of the class. And this practical can only be done well if you are well built. And you can never be well built by only what the teacher teaches in the class. You have to attend conferences. You have to go to some other academical environment rather than nuisance environment. But there is something that baffles me much. I've done several schools, both east and across, but there is something I discovered. Many of our youths today, if the attitude they are paying to academics and personal development has to be considered in the next 30 years, none of them will be worth for pension. Because when you're talking of pension, you should be talking of someone that contributed immensely to the development of the country. Therefore, the person is worth to be regarded when he's no more active to work. Why I'm saying this because you see a lot of people carrying bag at their back, wearing whatever they may call it as fashion, and have nothing to do at their leisure. In the developed countries, I believe people at every hour of the day have something to do. If it is to go and swim, it is part of your exercise for the fitness of the body. If not, if it is time to eat, that helps for the energy. If not, there is some other things which must be of contribution to your own personal development or development of the nation, which makes you what? A productive human being. But these days, somebody finishes WAEC, you ask him, what are you doing? I am waiting for JAM. The other person finishes JAM, ask him, what are you doing? I am waiting for admission. Another person goes admission and gets into the institution. And when he's through with the exams, ask him what is he doing. He's waiting for resumption. Another person has graduated. Ask him what are you doing. He's not waiting for NYSC service. Another person has finished NYSC service. Ask him what are you doing now. He said, I am waiting for work. This is rubbish. When our brother says talks of talent, there is something that is purely endowed from potential, from your creation, which actually, without even getting into academics, you can invest in it and you become something. And that is what our fathers, olden days when there is no formal education, we are able to use to excel. The question here is this: what do you do after your WAEC before the JAM comes? What do you do after the JAM before the admission comes? What do you do if at all when you get admission? And what do you do when you graduate? Let me tell us. There are some students, when they graduate, they don't go home. Because eventually they have nothing to do. Nigeria as it stands, we see there is no collar or white collar job as per se. But I tell us that we individually, living to blame the country, is not making any effort. Federal has been rubbish, as my brother earlier said. I remember when somebody told me $1 million was given to Federal last year, I advised, why